And I think it's probably going to be quite a short session. We can just continue a little bit from last week, what we started. And what we started last week was those 10 principles that will make you more money in your business. JJ, you were here or not?
I was not, no. I can't remember why I was, but I couldn't make last week.
I'll do a very quick recap of what we did last week, and then we'll go from there. But let's, in the next 10 minutes, share our wins for the last couple of days. Tell us, who's got a win for us?
Oh, I don't have many. I don't have any major wins, but yeah, the past week, I got to do some baking with Mumsy Dearest. So we did some cookies and we did fruitcakes yesterday, and the Tinekers replaced the brakes on Sunday, and on a flying front, it's I haven't been actually I haven't flown yet this week, to be honest. But anyways, that's a different story. But yeah, so those were some nice personal wins.
Beautiful.
Some cool things to do.
That's some hands-on experience you've got there, and knowledge and skills. That's great.
Yeah.
I'll know where to bring my brakes next time I need them changed. So thanks.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh, and I made a. I was able to finally finish a little bracket I was working on to put the bicycle up against the wall. So that's also done. Yeah, so it's all little things.
Beautiful. You've also got to ride the bicycle though, hey? Not just put it up on the wall.
No, well, I had to put it up on the wall to make space for other stuff on the floor. So, but yes.
That's great. Mooi man. Okay, well done. Who else has got a win for us?
I've got some new customers that we managed to sign up. One of them that I spoke to yesterday was just a sales call that we met on LinkedIn. And it's a small business, but they're looking at growing. So we're just waiting for them to give us access to the Office 365 portal. But we've already, during the sales call, helped them fix up some issues that they were having. So I think the message was clear that we are the guys, and we'll be doing business going forward. So that was a nice one.
Beautiful, beautiful. Tell us very quickly how you're getting these leads on LinkedIn. What's your process?
So there's a product called Sales Navigator, and I've actually got an external company that does this for me. So they use Sales Navigator, and they try and match up, small businesses. I'm assuming you give it some type of criteria, and then it goes and tries to communicate with them, sends them a message, and it's something along the lines of LinkedIn said that we've got some similarities, or it would be a good connection, and would you like to connect? And then they would respond, and depending on their response, then we take it further.
So an automated lead generation system.
That's it.
You don't even have to think about. You just need to pay a little bit of money each month.
Yeah.
Is it being profitable for you?
It's like, it's that advertised to 5,000 to get the 5. So it's not been profitable yet, but if you don't try, you won't know.
Yeah.
So we need to keep it going to get to somewhere where it would be profitable. And you never know, you might land that one customer that pays for the whole deal.
Of course. It's an interesting one because, and it's one of the points that I'm actually going to bring up just now in these principles, is the theory behind A/B testing, and actually testing one ad versus another ad, or one sentence versus another sentence, and actually seeing what works, and then actually A/B testing until you get to a refined, perfect, near perfect proposition. And then once you get to that, I mean, that's when those kinds of things become immediately profitable.
It really depends on the target audience. So we've got large corporates that respond and say, no, thank you very much. And how the message got to them, I don't even know. Yeah. So it probably has got to do with what they've put in the content or shared on LinkedIn. And that's why the system then decided to make this match. But where it really works well is if it is a small business owner that we are able to make contact with. And for us, that then works perfectly because he's the guy that is running around doing all the stuff, or he's got a friend doing it and it's not working out well. And he's curious to see what we can do to offer them. And then suddenly the connection is made. And so we've got, I think, probably about 5 or 6 during this year that we've managed to get like that. Some are 3 users, some are 10 users. But we're really after the smaller businesses, but to get them in quantities instead of getting the one, which is just one large customer.
Need a couple large customers, but I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
Lots of smaller businesses is diversifying your risk because you can't lose them all at once, or they can't all go bust at once.
Correct. Yeah. And then the ads that we've got in a magazine, for instance, in our complex, that has to be totally different again. 2 people in the complex have said to me, you need to tell people in the ad that you actually stay in the complex. Because then people will respond differently.
Yes.
Not just an outsider trying to get business.
That's interesting, eh?
So interesting ways to how people perceive the different types of media that you use.
Beautiful. Okay, but signing customers, love it. Well done. François, Frans, het julle 'n wen vir ons? Groot wen?
I was on mute. So starting, I've got a big week this week, but obviously it comes from, last week's work, I'd say. But you're starting up a whole new venture this week, and also talking to quite a big potential sponsor with you, Dave, on Thursday for the safety events.
Yep.
So I think, and then, I think last week I did quite a good referral campaign, and I think I got either 17 or 18 like really good, really solid leads. And I should be able to convert. If it's 18, I should be able to convert about 14 or 15 of them to clients.
Beautiful. Nothing wrong with that. Money in the bank, basically, hey? Lovely. Nice. Francois, what about you?
Yeah, I would say 2 things. One isn't much to do with myself, but we're really glad for all the rains that we had. That was really a blessing because it was getting a little bit dry in our area. So we had a lot of rain, between 60 and 100 mils, and we're glad for that. And the other thing is I sorted out a little bit. The business is growing, my chemical side, and struggling to keep up with the Excel spreadsheets and stuff. So the guys at the depot is helping with me with Sage to go on that for next year. And I would say that is a big win to, just to get everything more automated and a little bit easier for me.
Absolutely right. That just shows that your business is moving in the right direction when you need to employ some automation to take care of the nitty-gritties and free you up to go and make better sales and better relationships. Very nice. Moisture. I had a couple of wins. You'll notice that my office is a little bit neater and tidy, or my studio here. So you'll notice that because I bought a nice new camera that can actually focus a little bit better. And then you'll also see over here that there's an award that I got for special recognition from the Aero Club about all the fun stuff that I get up to in terms of organizing events and safety symposiums and all that kind of stuff. So it felt good to be recognized in the industry and to have that win. And then at the same award ceremony, we won the 2nd best air show in the country for 2025. So I was very chuffed with that. Being a newcomer on the circuit as an air show organizer, or part of the organization team, it was a very big accolade for us, and a nice bit of recognition there as well. The winners were Nelspruit Air Show, so I'm going to be stealing everything that Nelspruit does and just making it better. Not stealing, but learning from the best. It's an opportunity for us. So yeah, very cool. And then I also managed to someone lent me their PPL books over here, if you can see just behind me. So I'm going to start doing my PPL theory and writing all the exams, and that's my plan for next year. So quite a nice bit of development all on my side.
Does that come with a bath bag?
Yeah, no, luckily I got bath bags before
Okay.
I got that. So yeah, no, I've got 8 left over here. So we've got lots of flying we can do.
Excellent.
At least 8 hours.
Were you planning on doing your training?
I'm thinking about Legend Sky. Hey, Legend
Yeah.
Sky's got the sort of just the most rustic and
Yes.
sort of
Good idea.
the best setting. It's not too far from me, and Wonderboom's just over the hill, so I've got the best of both worlds there.
And you can fit in a jabby. We know that already.
I can fit in a jabby, and they say if you can land a jabby, you can land anything. So I'm
That's
excited. Yeah, for sure.
Well done.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm excited to get that done. So I've only been in the game 18 years, so it's nearly time for me to start. All right. So very nice. Just a big update. JJ sent me these images of his Youth Aviation Network Flying Day, which was a roaring success at Tedderfield Airfield. You'll see all the youngsters there and gathering and all that kind of stuff, learning about aircraft. This over here is Taryn's navigation exercise, which is such a hit. I think everybody really enjoys it. It's like a 10-minute route that she flew, and then you get a map and you basically spot the chicken coops and the turning points and all the different things along the way. And it actually works out to be quite a very fun exercise to do. We did it at the Rand Airport Safety Symposium earlier in July. And quite a funny story is that one of the reporters or magazine editors, she watched this video and actually started to get airsick. she couldn't handle watching the video. She was like, no, that's too much for her. So this video is obviously a GoPro stuck to the bottom of the Airy, and then just watching being a flying video. So it was quite fun not fun for her, but fun for everyone else. So well done, JJ, on the Youth Aviation Network Flying Day. Absolute success. Just a reminder to everybody is that the 2nd of December, we are just exactly 2 weeks away. Sorry, it's Tuesday. Why don't nobody changed that? It's the Wonderboom Safety Symposium, which will be the final one for the year. It's Tuesday, the 2nd of December, and a huge reminder to the 60% off of sponsored packages available to Aviation Wealth Club members. We've got the Platinum package, which is normally 18,000, which is now 60% off just for this last 2-week period at 7,500. Gets you all of these premium logo placements, dedicated social media features across Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and TikTok if you want it as well. Mention in all the media communications, your physical display material at the event, as well as up to a 10-minute speaking slot, as well as any video and ad materials that you have at the venue. So yeah, that's a huge bargain. And we'd love to be able to promote any of your businesses on the Wonderboom Safety Symposium. There's a gold package as well as a silver package. I bet you guys didn't see that one coming, and all offered a nice 60% reduction in cost. So yeah, looking forward to it. Let me know if you're keen to attend or keen to sponsor. Please, looking forward to hearing from you. Frans, tell me, why did you show up today here at the Aviation Wealth Club Mastermind session?
To learn more about the 10 ways to make more money.
you know it, because there are only 10, and so that's why I'm bringing them to you, so that you guys will make more money. All right, so the first one that we covered last week was turn your 7s into 9s, and to basically say, people buy at $99 or $999 at the same rate that they do at 97 or 95. So just change it and make a bit of extra bucks. Add a little 9.99 to your 0.0s. People don't perceive it. People do, but subconsciously they don't. Okay, so just a good way to, especially if you're working with volumes, especially if you've got sort of lower ticket monthly priced items, just add the extra $1 or $2 or rand or 2 to it, and you'll make bucks. The other principle behind this one that I picked up was that, and what spoke to me was also just remember to upsell. Remember to not offer more stuff to people. Always imply like there's always something else that the customer can have. It's probably a different principle completely, but this is what it said to me was, don't be afraid to upsell. Okay. And then 2 was solve for compounding. The way to make lots of money. I mean, we're all doing fairly well here, but what we want to do is 10x or 100x that into deca and center millionaires. And once you kind of know what sticks, what marketing and selling strategies stick, what you need to do is scale, and the only way to scale is to build or make something that people never stop buying. So JJ, like your license, Francois, like your seed and your chemical each year or each month that the guys do. And if your product is more of a once-off sale rather than an ongoing thing, build a network of people who never stop selling. So you've got a big network of capable salespeople that just relentlessly hit the market and offer them new and bigger, better things from your company. The other one, the one that we finished up on last week, and the one that stood out the most for me, and I've seen this in my own business before, is if you call a lead within 60 seconds of them opting in. So if they've clicked on your website or sent you a LinkedIn message or even sent you a WhatsApp, within 60 seconds, just get back to them. Just say, yes, I've seen you. I'll talk to you. If I can't talk to you now, I will be talking to you in the next half an hour or whatever that is. And the Harvard business study that they covered doing this experiment resulted in, or if every business that did 60-second response within 60 seconds did almost 400% more increase in sales, a 400% increase in sales just by doing that one thing. And so if you think about what a 400% increase in sales for you is, if that's, let's say, R1 million per year, why wouldn't you just employ someone to just do that, pay them 500,000 Rand per year just to phone leads back within 60 seconds? You're still making an additional 500,000 Rand. If you understand my logic. Right, so that was last week. We have the next couple. I've got all 10 of them lined up, but we'll probably only get to a couple just because these are quite big in their, quite deep when we start getting into them. And while these principles are related to what Alex Hormozy said in a post, I want you guys to think of how you will bring it into your business. How will you practically implement a principle like these in your business? I know you've probably already thought about that on the first 3, JJ, but just when I'm reading this and the next couple of principles, just think about how can I adapt this into my business and actually go this week and implement something like that into my business. Okay, and that goes for all of us. So the 4th principle resulted in a 50% conversion rate boost, so 50% more conversions, and the way you do that is running every script you write, every webinar, every email through a reading level calculator. I'll tell you a grade. It'll tell you a grade, so basically like a grade level indicator, and then keep correcting your script or your email or your any reading material you send out, any written material, and then check until it's below a 3rd grade reading level. And there's an app called the Hemingway app that will actually give you that. It's a website you can just run your stuff through, and it actually will tell you how complex your stuff is. And this looks silly. It says, yeah, but I'm not pitching to third graders and I'm not pitching to kids. The principle here is the people we're dealing with are very busy. They're all big time people in their own mind. They're running their business. They're doing their thing. They don't have a lot of time. And they don't have a lot of bandwidth, especially for you and your supplying stuff. And if they do, why not give them more in the time that you can, that they're giving you? Okay. And how you do that is make things very easy for them to understand, easy for them to implement, a lot like the CAA's website, that you just cannot find the form. You can't, and the reading level is difficult. But this thing, the principle behind this principle is make it easy to understand. Pitch it as if you're speaking to kids. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
So when I've got a customer that we've been engaging with, immediately after the call, I send them an email. And I've looked at different drafts of this email as time has progressed, and seen how, like, what the hell was I saying in that first one? It's way too much detail. It's too difficult. Dumb it down, and make it short and simple. So I fully agree with that.
Nice.
David, what I found is there's a visual metaphors course that I did. So you get your message over by pictures mostly, and that works. And keep it simple. That works a lot better than doing graphs and spreadsheets and stuff. Just show the client you can you can look at it and snap it directly, and that's much easier and it's much more. I found that with pictures, the guys do listen and look a lot more intensely than with with graphs and stuff.
100%. Yeah, pictures is like that gets you all the way down to baby level, and if you can get your business message across and your value proposition to a baby, imagine how well you can do it to an executive or someone who owns their own business. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but maybe just something to add on there. It's what Richard Feynman said as well. If you can't explain a topic to a 3-year-old, you don't fully grasp it. And that just ties in.
100%. What I think it does is it builds confidence in you on the customer's side, or on whoever you're trying to convince, whether it's your boss for a raise or whoever it is. Or if it's a customer, that builds the confidence in you. They can see, like you just said, you grasp what you're actually talking about. It's and that builds trust and confidence, and with those two things, sales just follow.
And if you keep all the technical jargon out of it, it makes it quickly understandable, so you're not wasting the person's time. Your message can come across, and you guys can start talking the same language very fast, which can lead to closing the deal quicker.
I love it. Exactly right. I never overcomplicate things. I'm a master at not writing long emails and all those kinds of things. I don't know if you guys have noticed, Francois.
Yes, definitely, David.
I'm just thinking about the email I sent you like a week ago. I was like, that was like a very long email.
I'm still struggling through it.
See, there we go. I'm gonna run it through this Hemingway app, and I'm gonna resend it to you. No, I'm not, but let's see. I'm gonna see how I can make future emails like that much more simple. And I'm not making excuses, but it's challenging when we have to say a few things. Like our compliance says, we have to make sure that the client knows that the returns are not guaranteed. this is what's happening here. So it's there's definitely stuff I can leave out and to not dumb it down, but make it easier to understand. But sure, it's tough when compliance is involved. I can tell you that much. But it's also why people lose trust in people like estate agents and lawyers and financial advisors, because it almost looks like we're hiding behind the jargon and trying to bamboozle people. And I think if you can figure out a way that gets your message across and is compliant and is easy to understand, then you've got the winning formula.
The famous, this is standard in the contracts.
Yeah.
No one knows what it says.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's just the fine print. Sign here.
No, just sign here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's an easy one to understand, and it's one we can actually start doing today. Hemingway is one app that works. ChatGPT will tell you as well. You can literally tell ChatGPT or Claude or whoever you're using, listen, please dumb it down for me, make it so that a 3-year-old understands it, and they just rewrite the email for you. And it's actually a very, very, very cool way to get that right. Okay. So I challenge you all. Go make your emails dumb. Okay. Number 5, give away better stuff to better people. Most businesses could see an instant 2 to 3 times increase in lead flow by simply giving away something with real cost or real value for free. But I think he chose the word cost on purpose here, because it shows that you've made a sacrifice. Okay. And so, people always think about samples and stuff that they can give away. And every online course and all that kind of stuff also talks about, download this free sample, or download my ebook, or download this, or whatever it is. But, you can increase your lead flow by just giving something away for free that actually costs you money. How can you guys think this applies to you?
Well, if you're invited to a golf day and you get some really cool stuff, you always tell people about that very quickly and easily. Or you go to a function, and what if it's been given to you? If it's just a pen, maybe not so cool. But if it's a really cool pen, or maybe got some weight on it, or you can use the pen to tap on a phone or a touch screen. Something that you could use, that always resonates.
Nice. I know what you're getting for Christmas. Frans, what's something that our business could give away to people that shows real cost for free and real value?
I think chocks, aviation chocks. Santam actually did that at Middelburg the one day, and that's where I got my chocks, and it just says Santam on it. And Aldi, one of my buddies, he's recently now back in South Africa, and he's got a repurchased an aircraft now, and he sent me a message yesterday and said, where can I find some chocks? So Sean Cronin actually makes them, and then he puts your registration on there. And then I started thinking, but this is something that every pilot will always carry with them.
They will.
Well, in just saying, every aircraft owner will carry with him.
Yes, true.
That's who we want to talk to, especially in the Aviation Wealth Club. Frans, what are your thoughts? Are you there?
Looking at the mountain.
What about you, Francois? What could you give away?
I think there's products you can give away, but I've been thinking, what about your time? I mean, if you give your time, that's also, I mean, it's something, it's not for free. So if you go and visit, I don't say visit your client every week, but in my case, the chemicals and stuff, in this time, I go and visit them once a week or maybe once in 2 weeks, depending. But yeah, that's also, I think, your time, and do a constructive visit, not just a coffee drink. Yeah, I'd say that's also something that's free for him, but it's not free for me.
Mm. Time is probably your most expensive thing you could give away.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that. I like that. And I've always struggled with us as a business, and I'm talking about Pilot Insure. Like, there's so many. We could give away a free review, or we could give you a free checklist of what you need to do, and a free will. We could do for you. There's a couple of these things that we offer into the market from time to time. I think. If I just take my safety symposiums, those are completely free to the end user. They get free pizza, and it's free to come. It's like how much can you how much more could you give away than that? I think that works. I mean, if for every single one of those, I generate 100 leads minimum. 100 leads, and about probably 20% to 30% of them are actually qualified and all ready to do, or actually might become prospects, and about half of those are actually actual people ready to do business. And so, if I don't walk away with at least 15 new clients from every safety symposium, then I'm not winning. But I think that's my value proposition for this, giving away something that's a real cost. And the truth is, the only thing that it does cost me, we put a bit of money in from time to time for sure, but it costs me quite a bit of my time, and then at the same time it costs me sponsorship money. Getting those sponsors is my time, but there's a spin-off from that, which is quite nice. And I think you'll find that if you do this exercise, you'll find that the more people you have conversations about giving away stuff for free with, or stuff that you need to get to give away from, you generate value from those discussions anyway. I mean, for us, I deal with aviation companies like Garmin and whoever else to give away things at my symposium, and then that helps me strengthen my relationship with them. So the symposiums just end up being quite a neat double-edged win. JJ.
So what we're talking about is to give away something which requires you to have someone to give it away to. So in other words, you've got to already have engaged with a person to sit in front of them and say, okay, fine, you've now requested that we're going to give you a free will, and let's work through it and that type of stuff. But what can we do to give away something before that to get to that point? And what I'm looking at doing is just general advice. So instead of saying, well, I've got to be in your business already to give you some value, let me give you value before. So the one thing we're looking at doing now for the Christmas season is how to protect your kids from bad actors while they are spending more time at home on the internet during the holidays.
Brilliant.
And just put that out there, and hopefully with that, people will start seeing the value and say, okay, hang on a second, what you're saying talks to me. I don't know how to do it myself. Now let me engage with you.
Yes. Fantastic. To generate interest and to put yourself on the map in form of advertising, your advertising can be the giveaway,
Yes.
Exactly like you're saying. So that includes webinars, videos, content, all those kinds of things include the giveaway. It's also your time. And you can multiply that time, because now what Francois was talking about, and what we do is we sit in front of one or two people at a time and give them that thing and develop that relationship. But now you're doing the video once, or the webinar once, and you're reaching multiple people and having the same effect for them. So I think, that's brilliant. So give away your time, but multiply it in the form of and use technology to do that. I just want to show you a bad option. A bad option is to just give away stuff. I mean, it works, but like I bumped into a certain insurance broker at the aircraft insurance broker at Wonderboom last week, and I've lost video. Hold on, sorry about that. And they were just handing out caps, and I used to hand out caps myself, and I never got. I've lost video. Sorry, guys. Hold on a seckie for me. Like, I can't remember any time anyone ever phoned me and said, "Yo, thanks for that hat. Hey, please, can you quote me on my aircraft?" That never happened. And it's a little also like your business card as well. It's like no one's ever phoned me back and said, "Hey, man, you gave me your business card 20 weeks ago at this conference or wherever we met or bumped into you. Please, can you quote me?" That's never happened to me. So regardless, now I don't just give away stuff as I'm walking around, and I think I've got 7 business cards that I just don't use. They just archaic. In my opinion, they're archaic methods of advertising. I think it does give someone something, and it adds a little bit of credibility here and there. But I mean, practically, a business card, and I might be digressing a little bit here. In a room full of people with business cards, the person who stands out is one without a business card.
That is true, but what I would also say is what I've experienced, and I've seen you do that as well. If you give someone a business card, you're putting the onus on them to contact you, and that normally doesn't happen. So I've got some business cards, but I don't generally just dish them out. I rather say to the person, "Give me your details right now, and I'm going to send you a mail immediately from my phone, and there you got my details. You can't lose it, and now I have your details too."
Yeah,
that does more value, because otherwise you won't get anywhere.
100%. 100%, and I do that every time. I use I say I don't actually have a business card, but I'll send you a quick catalog on WhatsApp. And I've got a digital business card on WhatsApp, and then that achieves the same thing. Brilliant. All right. So giving away stuff can take on many forms. I think we're going to deal with one more before we hit the road and go make more money. Okay. What, who, when is the 6th principle here. This is a framework that Alex uses to get stuff done way faster with teams. Every idea we go through to solve a problem, if we decide it's a priority, that is the what, I say, great, who is going to own it? Then I say, great, how many hours will that take to do? Not what day can you get it done by? And then I say, great, let's have that done by X hours from now, when? So I think the principle behind this is reframing how things get done. And I'll give you an example. Like, we often have teams meetings and someone says, "Yeah, it'll be a good idea if someone sends out that thing." And everyone's like, yeah, cool. And then we say, "Okay, dealt with." And no one's actually owned it. No one says they're going to do it, and no one says they're going to do it by a certain time. Just like, hopefully someone will do it. It's that old adage of someone thought it was another person's job, and anybody thought that nobody did it, and then in the end nobody did it. It's like, so I think this framework to be used in discussions. Kobe's gonna own the barking now. So in discussions or meetings that you're having with your teams, always tick the 3 boxes: what, who, and when of how you're going to do it. What are your thoughts on this?
There's nothing worse than attending a meeting, and after that meeting, you still don't know where you are with it. Yeah. How long is it going to take? Where are you going to go with it? Yeah. So this is key stuff to be able to move forward with anything.
1000%. I mean, I've been guilty of all these things, I must admit. So last week, we had the President's Trophy meeting, and I can tell you now, I have to go back and I go because I need to go check the notes, and I have to go and say, okay, no one said they were going to do this. Who's going to do this? I'm going to actually have to go back and do that and go through the list of items that that they were said they were done, and then just get people to commit to a time and a date and who's going to actually own it. So, Francois, what are your closing thoughts on this?
David, I'm just here in some hectic traffic. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, no problem. Eugene, same. Eugene, how does this translate on the flight deck? Tell me.
I did not hit the unmute button. What it boils down to from a meeting point out, you're assigning ownership to whoever. So it's it's a clear-cut goal. You're setting what needs to be done where, and I mean that's pretty much what you do, or part of your briefing when things go tits up as well. Is right when this happens, you have control of the aircraft, and you're going to do navigation and radios. I'm going to do the checklists, etc., etc. And the when is we're going to get this done. Once at a safe altitude, then this is going to kick in. No.
Yeah. So I mean, quite a neat thing to actually be able to. I think for all of us that aren't on the flight deck as much as you, or in such a life or death type situation, but actually use this checklist in our businesses. The same way that you do. Like there's no. When there's no one assigned to a specific task of what's going to happen, who's going to do it, and when they're going to do it by on the flight deck, that's when people die. So think about that in your business and the way that we could implement it, and think, if we don't take ownership of this and have it defined time when it's going to be done by, etc., then this aircraft isn't going to land where it's supposed to land.
Yeah. So funny story on that. Just a quick side one. Apparently, this happened in the Air Force where the two guys they didn't properly hand over control of a Oryx as to who's actually flying the airplane, and eventually this thing just settled onto the ground. And the one oak looks at the other one's like, "Yeah, that was quite a hard landing." And he says, "No, but I thought you landed." And he's like, "Well, I thought you landed." And meanwhile, the thing just settled onto the ground. The importance of verbalizing who's got control of what.
Thank God the Oryx is a stable helicopter and it can land itself easily.
Exactly.
That's great. Very nice. All right, gentlemen, I think we'll leave it there for today, and we'll carry on next week. We can do the final four in next week's session. I also want to say that we're going to have to figure out a time of when we're going to start winding down for the end of the year. Excuse me, for the end of the year. So I know 2nd of December is a Tuesday. It's the day of the Vulnerable Safety Symposium. And then possibly we do one more session on the 9th. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. If you want to call it on the 6th, on the 2nd or the 9th, I'm easy either way. So I'd love to see you guys more. But I think from the 9th after that, everyone here will be on holiday because we've all had such a fantastic year.
Great stuff.
I'll be working, so you guys tell me when you want to be off.
For sure. Good stuff. All right, JJ.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go sign up more customers and have a fantastic week ahead. All right.
You guys too. Enjoy. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
David, actually want to just a quick question while I've got you on the line. Is there to find out?
Let me just stop recording and whatnot. Sorry, man. Eugene. Hold that thought.